Alright, I wanted to talk about the shields, or rather, the offhand options of future Valheim biomes, namely the Ashlands, because that's the upcoming one. But any sort of future Valheim updates and such should be wary of the growing problem with shields, which is, well, there are increasingly more options to deal with encounters that don't involve shields that are better than them. So just proactively decimating the mobs, staggering them, just blasting them with Staff of Embers and such, at the moment is just better. Like just absolutely blasting them with Staff of Embers right now. 2-2, a one shot and then a second shot is going to just decimate any amount of Seekers in a blast radius. It is going to stagger them with the first, and then the DOT is going to shred through them. I remember one time I had just obliterated a 2-star Seeker. I didn't even know it was a 2-star Seeker with my mage character until I got real close to it, and then it died because of the fire DOT. It's just incredibly strong. Not to mention, you have here this bubble around me, the Staff of Protection. And this covers the body layer entirely, so this includes Root Harness and Bone Mass. Oh yes. Now this layer is susceptible to pickaxe damage, it is susceptible to chop damage, so mobs and bosses that will deal that type of damage will just shred through this this protective layer, but still, I mean, this protective layer can go up to 700 HP, it can go all over your friends with a certain radius and co-op. It is extremely good. Just overperforms even if it goes over your body layer. Now here's the thing, it doesn't go over the shield layer, so we have a lot of options here. We have options with a variety of resistances and parrying. So parrying, you can parry a lot of targets that are basically above your limit. So normally enemies will stagger you after a certain point. If you, however, have a bubble around you that pops, it will take all of that staggering for you and you will parry the target without any repercussions to yourself. The bubble will most likely pop, but that is a benefit that it provides. And a really good one at that. If you're fighting like 2-star Seeker Soldier or something, that could be very good, especially in the mines. Now in the future, Ashlands will have like Fortress Time and all of that, so I don't doubt that we'll have these constricted spaces in which parrying with a bubble would be pretty great. However, it is getting further and further less likely that we will be parrying. And then the benefits are limited, so we really need more resistances and secondary benefits on our shields even. So you take the Serpent Scale Shield, right? This item has resistance, Pierce Res, on the shield layer, and that will stack with shield, with Pierce resistance on the body layer. So I have an offhand guide, link in the description and pinned comment, and this shows and goes into great detail about what's the best gear, shield-wise, offhand-wise right now. But in order to go beyond and really ascend into proper endgame gear, I think we need offensive options on our offhand, so something that can attack more, maybe pseudo dual wielding or just proper dual wielding. This could be with even, let's say, dual wielding with staffs, magic. You know, Gandalf style with the sword and his staff. That would be pretty sick in my opinion. I think Dead Razor could also be moved to the torch sort of idea. So you know how torches and Verger lanterns, you can use them in the main hand, you can also use them in the offhand, that sort of thing. Different capacity, but still, you get the idea. The coding is somewhat already there. Yeah, I think Dead Razor could get that use, and then we could utilize this with a bunch of other future casting tools, whatever those may be. It's also, ooh, nice cave. It's also a really cool idea for just any sort of off-end options. It could be some sort of unique axe, could be a sax, like some sort of large battle knife. I know that the Vikings had that. So a lot of legit options here to be had. Right now it's just a huge two-hander dominance. There's a lot of two-handers to be making good use of. And right now, I mean, on this character, I'm not using any shields. And I'm just shredding. I know I'm in the frost caves with my endgame mage. But when I mean shredding, I mean I'm shredding even in the Mistlands, even versus the Queen. This character is, with this setup, I mean, I had Mistwalker instead of Himmin, but still, it's not like I used shield on my mage, same amounts of levels and everything, just about. Sub 7-minute Queen, yeah, very good. Very strong. Just absurdly good. Dominance, if you will. And so we need these secondary benefits. We need resistances that might stack with Fenris gear, or whatever fire res that they're going to put on armor in the future, maybe. We need shields that maybe can parry and have these resistances to keep up with that, just to have double control. Maybe if they have benefits like plus movement speed or something like that, if they're especially magical. Maybe certain shields can have a lot of benefits, but be particularly anti-mage. Maybe they're cursed with like silencing, and like it's the shield of silence, screams or something. And it's like undead based because of the Ashlands. It's got that thematics about it, and maybe it just dampens all sorts of noise in a certain radius, and it provides like 4 or 5 resistances, but it also provides an innate Eider Drain, or like you can't cast while you're in the radius or something. I think that would be really cool. It would be a pain if you couldn't cast in the radius for co-op, but I mean, there would be ways to work around that, co-op wise and position wise, so I think that would be really cool. I also think it would be really cool counterplay to mages. I don't think that necessarily would be implemented. Maybe something like an innate Eider Drain instead of an innate Eider Regen. That would prevent mages from being too ideal with the shield, but it would also have a huge non-magical boost for offhands in the shield department. Whether it could parry or not would be totally whatever, but movement speed wise, I'm really tired of all these like really high movement drain shields. They've been totally terrible for forever, and the best one right now is Serpent Scale Shield because of the resistance stacking, but even then it's limited situational use, and I think shields should be a lot better than that. I think offhanders deserve a little bit more, considering how good they've been in like the early game, for example. Let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys have for your own options. Do you think we should get like a poison res shield, fire res shield, both, maybe 2 in 1, lightning res shields in the future, something like that, frost res shields? That would be cool. Yeah, maybe something like frost very res on a shield. Curious. Let me know what you think. And I'll see you guys, well, actually, I'm going to play out the rest of this gameplay in this frost cave. I'm doing it live, by the way. Just give you commentary. Yoink. I want all these bones for Arbalest mats. Right now I can just use this build. This is my build that I'm planning on bringing to my eventual co-op character. Or, yeah, my co-op character. Slight technical problem, so that's been delayed, sadly. Just waiting on a mic and a proper headset to be acquired for one of my friends, and then everything will be cool there. Yeah, I've just been running on autopilot, just shredding these guys with Staff of Embers, but what do you expect? You did see a little bit of theory there with Abyssal Harpoon. With tight quarters like this, the theory is you don't know when you're going to aggro these guys most of the time. And if you just aggro them in advance, it doesn't matter for Staff of Embers, because the Staff of Embers and other magical items, they don't have a backstab modifier to begin with. So it's sort of this really cool anti-synergy that works just extraordinarily well in dungeons. Infested Mines, presumably the special Hilder's Quest variant dungeons it's going to be pretty good in. Let's see, I mean, it's already good in the Frost Caves, although I'm going to be using it with the Sledge when I'm doing normal progression. So Abyssal Harpoon plus Sledge. Maybe if I have a a dungeon room at the bottom of a staircase or something, I can make good use of it. And just bonk, bonk, bonk. Also, if I have good bow levels, I can just shred them with open air, because using bows around a corner is just not very good, especially when there's cultists just scrambling and just pushing themselves into you. Not very good. Not very good at all. However, if you're in a more open area, more open ground, and you have bow, and you have all these guys aggroed, then you can just snipe, snipe, snipe. Draugr Fang would be really good in that scenario because it's got better DPS than a Huntsman bow. Still, like, doing sneak strats might not be too bad. I'd have to test it out, and this upcoming run will be perfect testing ground. If it gets delayed like more and more, I'll just do a solo run and just test it out in that regard. I think it'll still be a lot of fun, and the testing should be magnificent regardless. There are some more theory that I have to test, so there's really cool aspects in that regard. A lot of Sentinel strats, a lot of sneak strats, Abyssal Harpoon, Huntsman Bow, Draugr Fang in certain areas. It's going to be so much fun. Oh my god, I can't wait to do it. It's going to be a lot of streaming when that happens too. Thank you for watching, for real this time. Great cave, let's check this out. 16 Fenris hair, not too bad, but I'm already beyond the Fenris point, so this is fine. The metals is what's really nice. 9 metals here. Got a couple of silver necklaces. These bones are incredible for the Arbalest shenanigans. A lot of coins for the future. And red jute, which I'm kind of lacking on for decoration purposes. Really nice cave, and thank you for watching. See you guys some other time. Bye.